this is? It's the ear sweeper. Let's go!
morning, everybody. This is DJ. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. What's happening, everybody? This is the this is the ish that
My
we
good morning.
talk. Let me get that out. I am Lily, the host of this esteemed show, and I am with the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles. Without her, I say it all the time, this would not work because she is the creator and co-founder of it all. Let's give a round of applause for my co-host, Miss Lindsay.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. And again, and over again. This is the ish that we talk. Let's get the pleasantries out the way. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. Hey, what's the deal, cuzzo? How's your health? How's your wealth? What's popping?
We're doing well over here. How about yourself?
Getting it together, slowly but surely getting this house together. It is taking longer than I thought, but that's what happens when you get to opening up stuff. You get to finding out what's wrong with stuff, and you got to fix that before you move on.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like normally with contractors, their estimated time and then the time it actually takes is two totally different times.
Man,
So, yeah. But it looks good. Looks like it's
thank
coming
you.
along well. Yeah,
It's getting there. It's getting there.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. So we are back, guys. I know we've been gone for a minute, but we are back. So that's always a positive thing to be back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what are we gonna start with?
Shoot. I mean,
We want to go. Yeah.
let's get this Mississippi stuff out the way because not out the way, but I really want to not be laughing and then come back to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys don't know, if you've been living under a rock, or if you just don't care about Mississippi, I hold Mississippi true to my heart because a lot of my people are from there. Shout out to Greenville, shout out to Indiola. Those are my people's stomping grounds. In Jackson, Mississippi, they are trying to pass a bill that is basically a start or a segue to a modern Jim Crow. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the capital has maybe a little area or a residential area that they live in. They expanded it 26 miles, and they're basically trying to make a make believe parish in that region where um, they will appoint the judges and the police in that area, and they are outside of the state of Jackson, Mississippi's rules and regulations. So, and in this community, it is predominantly white, and the people that are trying to pass the bill are predominantly white. So basically, what they're trying to do is have a city inside the city, and they're going to regulate how they want to regulate. So what they're going to do is the same thing to our grandmothers and our some of our mothers who are older seen with the civil rights movement is it's going to be their how they want to run their community, and nobody can say so, and nobody can stop them. And in a spot like Jackson, Mississippi, which is 85% black, they're basically doing Jim Crow all over again. It's sickening. It's crazy. A lot of people are protesting. Um, I hope it gets enough jump, and enough movement to for the government to go ahead and not pass it through. But we have seen crazier shit happen.
Wow. That just is sounding ridiculous.
Yeah,
Ridiculous. But that is another reason why people should vote for their local elections because it's the people that you put in that are making these types of laws. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And people only like vote for presidents, but no, those local elections matter more than anything. You know what I mean?
It matter a whole lot because, I mean, just put it in perspective. If this passes in
Mhm.
Mississippi, then it's gonna pass in Louisiana. Then it's gonna pass in Detroit. It's gonna pass in St. Louis. It's gonna pass everywhere where they quote unquote say the crime is too heavy. So they're gonna build a city in their own city, and they're gonna regulate that city how they want to regulate that city. We already see how St. Louis is doing now, where it's basically no black people in the city of St. Louis. They pushed everybody out to the suburbs. So imagine if they pass the same laws or the same bill that Mississippi is trying to pass. You know how dangerous it's going to be for a black person, um, gender fluid, male or female, to run through St. Louis. It's going to
Yeah,
be a death sentence.
yeah, yeah. It really is. It really is, and that's sad that we're going backwards, basically. You know what I mean? Because why would you want something like this? You know, and
Yeah,
they're trying to make it sound good, but in essence, we all know what it is. You're trying to keep the
right.
black folks out. You know what I mean?
That's all it is. They're trying to say, because they're trying to reduce crime. But
Hmm.
the thing that gets me is you're reducing crime by not getting more police or more awareness about what's going on and trying to bring money into the state of Mississippi. You want to sanction your own cops to only be in a certain area. How is that
Hmm.
stopping crime in the
Right,
state of in Jackson?
right, right. And they're putting it in a package, putting a bow on it, double talking it when they discuss it to like confuse people and make them think that this is okay and this really isn't. You know, it's kind of like a backwards wire. Cause didn't they do that on the wire?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a backwards wire. So yeah. Um, do you know when they're supposed to vote to pass this ridiculous law?
I gotta go back and look. I don't know. I know it's on the it just got on the floor, so I don't
Hmm.
know when they gotta go. I gotta go and do my research when they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But
And
the I'm sorry, you
isn't
said what?
Jackson like isn't Jackson majority black?
Yep, 85%.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, but they're doing that pretty much here. Um, not by law, but like with pushing the black folks out the city.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing that for a really long time here. So um like I'll never get used to driving down Linwood at 5 o'clock in the morning and seeing white folks walk their dog. Like I'll never get used to that.
Dude,
So
the funny part about that, me and Jasmine, we just seen a white lady running on Truce on like 55th and Truce, and she was like in her own mind, like she was in a marathon. She like threw her hands up like she won a race and everything. And this was like at like 8:30 in the evening, and I was like, this shit would have never flew 10 years ago.
hell no, hell no. A couple years ago when I was in the city, I was getting off at 5 o'clock in the morning, seeing white folks walk their dogs, and it was just like this. This is not normal. This is not my normal. Like I grew up in this neighborhood. Like this is not normal. So yeah,
They trying
and
to
white
bring that
folks
old thing
pushing the
back.
bus in front of Central, and like it's weird. It's weird. Like I get it. I know like 100 years ago it was a white area, but it ain't been a white area for decades on top of decades. Like this is weird. So
They trying to bring that old thing back.
yeah, yeah, pretty
And
much.
trust,
Pretty much.
if they pass that shit in Mississippi, oh yeah. Yeah, just be prepared. You think we got it bad now? Look at the white people coming throw raise the property taxes up and boot us out, and it's gonna get real crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. I said that the one. the one time when they start talking about putting a Starbucks in the hood, I'm done. I'm done. I'm marching on somebody's block. As much as I love Starbucks, but that's when you know it's a wrap. That's officially when you know it's a wrap.
You and Jasmine on the same page. She
Yeah.
was like, well, you know what? I think about it now. I don't want no Starbucks around here. I just want a cool coffee shop because
Yeah.
as much as I know what I'm saying, I be liking my peace and quiet. It's starting to be way too many white people over here.
Right. I get nervous. I get a little nervous. And it's funny because like I live around nothing but white people now. I'm not nervous out here, but in the city, I'm fucking nervous. Like so uh, mm-mm. Glenn says, change those damn smoke alarm batteries. Leland,
Look,
why you smoking? That's me. That's not him.
I was about to say, on God, nigga, I smoke, so I ain't got no smoke alarm, nigga. Why you gotta be the nigga though? Why I gotta be the nigga, Glenn? Cause your house is like that. My house ain't your house, my guy.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for somebody to come and change the battery. That's all. Honestly, I don't even hear it until somebody mentions it. Like I was on the phone with my manager yesterday and she was like, "Is that a smoke alarm?" Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the cliche that goes on in black people houses. They don't never change the battery of their smoke alarm.
I don't. I don't. So yeah. I know tomorrow my friend's gonna get on me when we do our other podcast because she hears it every time. And she says something every time. I know she's gonna say something tomorrow if it don't get changed. But yeah, yeah, that was me. So moving on from the smoke alarm. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
change your battery because it's gonna be some smoke in the city in Mississippi if something happens.
okay. Okay, so yeah,
They gonna ride like a motherfucker. They pass that bill through. I'm gonna keep it real.
yeah, yeah. And given Mississippi's track record, I can see them doing
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we all know what's going on in Mississippi. We all know Mississippi is corrupt. We've been doing this for the longest. I've been doing it for the longest. After this podcast enlightened y'all on the Brett Favre shit, because that shit
Mhm.
still wasn't resolved. And like I said, that was $77 million of this up the vanish. 5
Yeah,
million, 5 million went to the soccer. I mean, not the soccer, but the volleyball stadium.
yeah. And they just refusing to talk about it.
Yeah,
Even when people
they
bring
don't
it
give a
up, they
fuck.
just refuse to talk about it. Yeah. Glenn says, I don't have batteries in mine either. Now you gonna talk about somebody you don't even have batteries in yours.
Right.
And at least I got batteries in mine. They might be low, but they still work.
Yeah, they gonna still let her know when
Yeah, they
hot
10,
too
so
hot,
that's
nigga.
usually
Don't fall asleep frying chicken, nigga. You gonna kill everybody.
right. Right. So yeah. But yeah. Um unfortunately, yeah, that you're right though, but that would set a precedent, especially in them southern states if they do pass this. They're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, see what they doing over there in Mississippi. Let's go ahead and do something similar over here. So definitely doesn't need to pass. Um, but we shall see. We shall
Man,
definitely see. Yeah.
man, again,
So
man. Shouts out to my people in Mississippi.
mm, yeah.
I pray for y'all, man, because y'all live in a place where it ain't never been right. Like it just ain't never been right, man. It's no getting around that, man. Mississippi ain't never been right for us, and we're the majority in that bitch, and we
Facts.
still don't get, you know what I'm saying, what our just due.
Yeah. That's the killer part about it. How you the majority and still white folks is ruling the land.
I
You
told you it
know?
was last time I went down there. It was still allowed that a white person can request to talk to a white officer, and it was
How
still
is
an
that even
allowable.
allowed? How is that even okay, so when something like that is a law, can a non-white officer still arrest you if you're white?
Yeah, but if you request it, because it's in the law, like they ain't gotta follow it. Like it's one of those things that's in the law. Like it's a thousand things that's in the law book, especially when it comes to city, that
Mm.
a lot of police officers or anything they don't abide by. But if a lawyer finds that law and it hasn't been taken off the ballot, I mean not the ballot, but not, haven't been taken off the books yet, so it's still legally a law, they can press that issue.
Mm. Okay. Hmm. That's crazy. But yeah, so definitely we'll be keeping an eye out on them, see what happens with them,
Yeah.
because that can potentially affect anything going on up here. Um, so yeah, so that's that. So yeah, that's Mississippi. So on to other bad news. It seems like we got a lot of bad news today.
Bad news Browns.
Yeah. We've missed a lot since we've been gone. One of the things that we missed was the whole Jonathan Major situation.
Yeah.
So with Jonathan Majors, sounds like there's like a how would you say it? Like a domestic situation going on between him and his chick or former chick, whoever this chick is, and it's been going back and forth on if he did it, if he didn't do it. He got arrested for it. Seems like he got was at the end of March when he got arrested for it,
Mm-hmm.
and his lawyer came out and said he didn't do it. His lawyer said that there's video proof he didn't do it. We haven't seen the video. Still to this day, we still haven't seen the video. But him and his lady got into it in the back of an Uber or taxi, one of them. And she claimed that he put his hands on her and then recanted. Um, he got arrested, but then he got released. And you know how the world works. You're guilty until proven innocent, especially when you're black. So he started losing deals. He hasn't lost Marvel yet. He hasn't lost Marvel yet, but he has lost the deal with the army. So that was the first thing he lost was they pulled his ads. Um, there was a couple of movies in the works that he lost, and his PR firm has dropped him. But they say that that's normal for PR firms to drop you, or just out, just not because of anything, just but it's very coincidental. But the well, still we haven't seen the video from the car, but the driver is basically saying the same thing as Jonathan Major's camp, that the chick was the aggressor, not him. Um, let's see what else.
Then
They
they
have
have the footage of her
right. They have shown
allegedly right
images.
after partying.
Right. They have shown images of her from video surveillance in a club of her hanging out, using the hand that she claimed was injured, all that type of stuff. So again, we still haven't seen video from the taxi that they were in. So he still has a court date that's upcoming. Hopefully some stuff will get revealed. If he didn't do it, hopefully the charges will get dropped. But what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this is Jonathan, my man, hell of an actor. Really could have been iconic in our time. Uh, my dude, this is what happens when you fly too close to the sun, my guy. Um, if the domestic violence actually happened, then hate to say it like that, but from my trauma of domestic violence, whatever they take away from you is what you deserve because you shouldn't have did it.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of that, if it did not happen, two things. One, my uncle told me white bitches wasn't to be fucked with anyway, especially when you start getting money. Two, you know good and damn well you can't you shouldn't, when you're at the height of your career at the moment, the last thing you need to do is argue with a white woman.
Yeah.
So not only are you bagging these bitches, you are back and forth with them. Like, if you just bagging them, just bag them. Don't argue with that bitch. You see what happened?
Yeah.
You lost the army. The army was paying you a lot of money. Don't get it twisted. You
And the
you
crazy
paid by
part,
Marvel just because Marvel got way too much money behind you.
but the
Trust
crazy
me,
part about
this
the
Don Cheadle
army.
will not be a fucking War Machine in the next movie.
Oh yeah. But the crazy thing about the army part is that the army stayed covering up shit like this, and they got the nerve to drop him.
Yeah, because that's
That's
how
the
they
irony
save
of it
face.
all. Yeah, but that's the irony of it all. Like they stay on the cover, so yeah. But
So
I
it
don't
was
know.
it.
Do you, given all the information that we have received thus far, do you believe that he has done this?
Honestly,
Hmm.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that he like physically assaulted her. What I do believe is he probably verbally assaulted this bitch to the core. And the only reason why I say that is because um it's a lot of white people who not a lot, but it's a couple of white people have that's been coming out from when he used to go to college, and they was talking about how much of a monster he is.
Yeah.
And my only thing about that is because it's the majority of like white people trying to do that. It's just the way he talks to white folks that really get under their skin because he's a big ass black man that's not only smart but very opinionated, and that throws motherfuckers out, especially coward ass white folks. Not all of you white
Hmm.
folks are cowards, but you know who the ones I'm talking to.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because if we like, as far as like a black woman is concerned, if we speak our mind or whatever, we're labeled as aggressive. We're
Mhm.
labeled as the angry black woman. So it's not, the irony is not lost on me that all these white folks all of a sudden are trying to come out and talk about how much of a terror he was. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, we can only take your word with a grain of salt because y'all quick to label us with anything negative if we
Yeah,
say something that you feel uncomfortable with.
that was my thing. It would be different if it was like um, a multitude of women coming up saying that he was a monster, but it's just so far it's been old college white dudes that they were acting like they were defending their friend, but the person that they're saying that he assaulted, nobody is coming stepping forward.
Well, there are I'm well disclosure, there are women that are coming forth now.
Oh no shit,
Yeah.
white women.
I'm assuming because I don't think he dates nothing but.
Yeah, so even in
But
that, you could chop that
yeah,
up as not. They just didn't like the way he talked to him. He talked to him like he talked to everybody.
yeah. He looks like he got a mouth on him, you know? So I can definitely see him saying something that they don't like, because he probably close switched. And then
I
when
don't. You
he,
know what? I don't think that's the problem. I don't think he code switching unless he's acting because when they was talking about him with wearing that pink shit, um, he was so calm and cool on the interview, but at the same time, I know how to read nigga, and when he was like, you know, I just feel like most of these guys, they're just insecure because they wouldn't say it, and they wouldn't say it to me. That's black for I don't give a fuck, nigga. That was the whole thing. Like he don't give a fuck. So like
Yeah.
when the cameras is off, he don't give a fuck.
But I feel like now he's in a position not to give a fuck. Probably back then he wasn't in that position. He probably always did not give a fuck, but he probably wasn't in a position to verbally, express him not giving a fuck. So, when I say what I mean by code switch is that because I mean some of us do it so have to do it so much that we don't even think about what we're doing. We just do it. So there may have been something where he may have, used his real tone and voice and put some bass behind that, and they felt uncomfortable. And now, oh, he's aggressive, he's rude, he's mean. You know what I mean? When they've gotten so used to him being who they thought he was, you know. So that's what I mean by that. But yeah,
I was about to
I
say, what do
don't want
you
to
think?
believe it. Like I don't want to believe it. It's it's a lot that's leaning towards him not doing it. Now, when he put out them text messages, initially I didn't understand why people was still like, nah, he did it. Like it had to take somebody to technically explain what was going on in these text messages because I was like, I don't see the problem. So but somebody had to really explain to me what was going on in the text messages for me to be like, okay, now I get why people are saying this is not helping. Um,
Yeah, because it
but
sounded coerced. It sounded like something that somebody's legal team made somebody text.
well, not necessarily that, but the whole I shouldn't have grabbed your phone. It was like kind of like she was blaming herself. It kind of sounded like what a victim does, blaming herself for them being beat up. Well, if I wouldn't have did this, this wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
it kind of sounded like that. So I was just like, oh yeah, the text messages really don't help. And the lawyer's been playing in our face about this video because she's been saying the video from the jump, but then she releases the text messages. Then again, she's been saying the video from the jump, but she releases images from surveillance video in a bar. And that ain't the video that you've been trying to tell us that you got. So I don't know why you trying to hold on to the video. Maybe it's something legally that you just want to save it for the court date, but I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even play one on TV, so I don't
mm.
know.
I
But
wonder,
yeah,
I wonder if it was one of those situations where she did reach for his phone and he grabbed her hand, and it's one of them things where how lawyers chop it up, like it was excessive force,
yeah,
and like it
yeah,
was one of those things. Like I don't the way everything is played out. I don't think he like assaulted her, but if he like grabbed her hand or something to snatch the phone, yeah, I could see how lawyers are word that and throw him under the bus over that because nowadays they be acting like anything is like excessive force. Like you
right,
can't.
right. And then it sounds like, cause like the whole thing with the bar is that she went back to his place after she left the bar, and um, he wasn't there. And then he came and found her in the closet, I think. And then she was doing too much, so he called the police. Um, and then they said that the police on the body cam was coercing her into saying that she was assaulted. So that could very well be true too. Like,
It
and because
could
it
be.
sounds like she was wasted, and because I guess she kept saying that she don't know or she don't think
Hmm.
so or something like that. So,
Again,
um,
that's that again, Mr. Majors. That is when you decide to fly too close to the sun. My nigga, your wings is melting. Like, what the fuck was you doing? You got two fucking motion pictures out playing at the same time, grossing phenomenal numbers. You
Yeah.
are the it guy, and you are sleeping with and talking crazy to white bitches. That shit, I hate to sound like one of those niggas, but nigga, like for real. You know why Denzel is Denzel? Because you never seen Denzel with a white bitch.
This is true.
Denzel, we didn't seen videos of Denzel snapping on niggas. Like you got Denzel fucked up in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know why nothing ever happens? Because he know not to fly too close to the sun, my nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. This is true. This is true. Um, and Denzel also married a black woman and had a bunch of black kids. So
Exactly.
yeah. So if
That's
he
what you're
did do
supposed to
any
do.
dirt,
Yeah, even
if,
Robert De Niro knew that game.
okay. Like so if he did any dirt, we showing the fuck don't know it. And we ain't supposed to know it. It ain't none of our business. So
Exactly.
yeah.
But it does become our business when you sleep with all the white bitches that want to be around who's who.
And doing it for clout. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, that's one of those things. Everybody seeks validation, bad or good.
Yeah. And a lot of people are bringing race into it, as far as like that was a lot of people's first thought. That was a lot of people's comments. He fucking with them white bitches. Shouldn't be fucking with them white bitches. But it's like, if he did it, does it matter if he's fucking with white bitches or not?
If he
So
did it, it doesn't matter if he fucking with white bitches or not. But if he didn't do it, stay away from the white bitches, man.
plain
Simple
and
as that.
simple.
We'd have
Right?
seen we have seen countless times where
Yeah.
white bitches will ruin a nigga career
Yeah.
before his career jumps off. How many have we in recent years we have found out so many people are getting or males are getting out of jail for rape because it was a lie. They just got caught with a white woman and that woman screamed rape because she didn't want everybody to know she was fucking a nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. This is happening far too often.
Yeah, so let's not act like folks like me saying, hey, stay away from them white bitches ain't a real fucking statement. Nigga, stay away from them white bitches.
Yeah.
If you gonna get you a white bitch that's down for you, get you a white bitch that's down for you. That's it. I ain't saying you can't date them. Date the right one. You dating a bunch of them in abundance. You already seen the text, but I shouldn't have went through your phone. Yeah, because you got a plethora of white bitches on your phone.
It was Kima, Keisha, Vicky.
Ah, damn.
About three Kims.
You got a plethora of white bitches on your phone. You going ham.
Well, hell, he came. He came. Kane can do that. I just hate the fact that he got that Marvel bag. Do you know they put the mid credit and the end credit was all about Kang? That's huge. That is huge.
Listen,
I love to see that. That was freaking huge.
I'm just
I just know
I'm
I already
saying
knew he
like
was
I
having
want
that
it to
bag.
come out right because this next phase of Marvel, Kang the Conqueror is going to be like Jonathan Majors is going to have a major. That's why his
Right.
name. He's going to have a major big deal in like the next 4 fucking movies.
Right. That's I know it may sound selfish, but that's what I care about. I don't want him to lose Marvel. Like I just really don't. That Marvel bag is humongous right now. So
I don't want him to lose Marvel. You know what I know? What else I was thinking about? Because I was watching Creed 3 last week.
uh-huh.
I was like, you know what? We'll capitalize off of this because yeah, he did play the bad guy in this, but he was great at it. I would love to see a movie just about this nigga.
hmm
Like I
Yeah.
want him to do the backstory, how he was beating niggas ass in jail. Like I'm on all that shit.
Hmm. That would be dope. That would be a dope spinoff
Yeah,
to the whole Rocky franchise. You know what I mean?
because it would almost go full circle because it went Rocky with Apollo Creed, then went Creed and to Creed's old, you know what I'm saying? Oh, right, and it's like damn near real old school rivalry, and then revamping that whole thing up.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to have Rocky in it, and if you do it, you got to put Rocky in that shit. I hated that Rocky wasn't in this one, but I heard it was like different shits going on, and he was at odds with a couple of people that was making the movie.
Yeah, I heard he didn't like the direction.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know what he didn't like about the direction, but mm, maybe Jonathan Majors pissed him off back in the day and he was like, nope. I don't know. Shit, since he's pissing off white folks, I don't know.
right.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. Out here pissing all these white folks off.
right. So yeah.
You know,
Now all
after
of
he
a sudden
did
they want to come out. When he was
Jonathan, man,
doing black movies and
fucked
shit,
up.
they weren't saying nothing. But now he's starting to get them big white folks bags. Now all of a sudden they want to come out. But hey, no, stay quiet. You've been quiet all this long. Stay quiet.
Yeah, stay quiet. I mean, that's again. I'm not. If that lady is a victim, I'm not downplaying no victim. I am not that guy. This
Yeah,
podcast does not represent that. The
absolutely.
views of me and Lindsay don't represent that shit. So if that did happen, I feel so sorry for you, ma'am, and I hope that you get the justice that is due to you. Um,
Yeah.
Now that that's being said, again, stop fucking with these white bitches, man.
Moral of the story: stop fucking with the
Stop
white
fucking with
bitch.
these white bitches.
All right, all right. So, on to other sad news. We do have to send out our condolences to Mr. Harry Belafonte. He was, I think, 96 years old,
Man,
94, 96. But he was a great actor, singer, political activist. He wore a lot of hats. He broke a lot of barriers, and he did a lot in film and in politics and what have you. So we definitely want to send our condolences to his family and for him to rest in peace.
yes.
Um, I don't know if you ever seen it, but Carmen Jones was
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Yeah, that was one awesome movie. That's what I remember him um, in, even though he's done a million and one things, but I remember Carmen Jones. Uh, do you have any words?
Um, I mean, rest in peace to Mr. Belafonte. Mr. Belafonte was the original um Rihanna, so to speak. Um, he was from the islands and he was acting and singing.
What island was he from?
Shit. Let me find out. He was a Cuscorian or whatever they say that shit is. Costa Rican?
He was born in New York, but let me see. And that is his real name, Belafonte.
Yeah. He has a
It's spelled differently. But,
Scottish Jamaican mother and Afro Jamaican father.
oh, okay.
So the nigga's an island boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was born.
Yeah, I know he was
Um,
born in New York, but I knew his parents was something different.
yeah. Yeah. But New York. New York folks is everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really big melting pot up there. Uh, so
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to everything he did as far as music, acting, and the political shit. Like he was really on um some save the, you know what I'm saying, save us. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. He lost a lot of roles and a lot of deals
mm,
because of the choices he stood on when it came to black folks. And if that don't
yeah.
deserve respect, I don't know what is. If I'm not mistaken, he's the first. Isn't he the? I don't know. He not the first, but he did kiss a white woman on a movie or something.
No, he wasn't the first. I don't know, cause I know even City Poitier, they like turned the camera,
Yeah,
you know. But
but I think he planted one right on her, like bam.
yeah,
And then they was when they was trying to retake it over, she kept going back and getting a kiss. Like, nope, nigga, we keeping that shit in. Like I
yeah,
remember watching something on that, and like they were saying that, like she was like, all right, bet. And every time they made him do it over, she kissed the nigga. So I think he was like, man, I think I kissed her like 36 times
right,
before they
right,
was just like, you know what, we gonna let it ride.
right, right. She's like, nope, you're not getting another take that y'all can pick from. All of them
Mm-hmm.
were kissing. So yeah, which she probably did that for personal reasons as well because he was attractive. They ain't
I was
even gonna
about to say, like, I'm
like,
just saying he was Drake before Drake is Drake.
okay. He was definitely, and then that voice on top of that, and he was attractive all the way to the end. Like
Yeah, he aged very well.
he
Like,
acted extremely well.
yeah, he aged
Yeah,
extremely well.
yeah,
So
but
yeah, let's
yeah,
not
but
deny Harry.
he did stop acting for like a couple of years for political reasons. So I do remember that part. But yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Most of you niggas won't do nothing for your family. This nigga was that nigga stopped a bunch of money for us.
yeah,
That deserves the utmost respect.
yeah, yeah. Especially nowadays, because like people nowadays, they're not stopping the bag for nothing.
For nothing.
So yeah. So that's him. So rest in peace, Mr. Belafonte.
Rest in peace. You single handedly are the front runner for light skinned niggas to make a whole ass run. You started that shit from you crawled in order for niggas like Heavy D and Al B Sure to run, my nigga.
Mhm.
Not even trying to be funny. They're like, nah, you started that light skin wave, my guy.
Right, right, right. So, and if anybody hasn't seen Carmen Jones with him and Dorothy Dandridge, I would definitely suggest you see that. That is a great, great musical. Um, then another thing, we do also want to send our condolences out to Jerry Springer's family and for him to rest in peace as well. This one hit personal because anybody that's a latchkey kid in the 90s, he practically was our babysitter after school.
Man, listen.
So, yeah, like I had started watching him in the beginning when he was supposed to be like the male Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yep.
But I started watching him daily in seventh grade. And that was back when the stories were real and the fights weren't every day. So on the days when it would be fights, I lived so close that I was a walker. So everybody knew that when I was running home, it was because of Jerry Springer. Like Jerry Springer came on at 3, we got out of school at 2:50. So if I ran home, I would make it right on time. And like some of the kids that I walk home with, they'll be like, Lindsay, why you running? I'm like, it's a fight on Jerry Springer. So everybody like, oh shoot. So everybody running home with me. So yeah, Jerry Springer's show was amazing. They have a whole lot of the episodes, especially from back in the day, online. So you can definitely go check them out. But yeah, he was awesome. He would definitely be missed. Uh, what are your thoughts?
Jerry, Jerry,
Right.
Jerry, 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 Jerry. Hey man, no words that I can say will take off from what you said. Everybody, including myself, that was a latchkey kid that really did live that close, because I went to Southeast. Um, I just ran, like you said, I just ran home. Simple
Mhm.
as that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Um, or when I was going to Paseo, I would run right up the street because there was a girl named Tasha Lean, and she stayed right up the street. So we used to just run over her house. It'd be like 9 of us watching this shit. Like, so
Yeah. Jerry was must see TV back then. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
this was what we talked about. We couldn't. This was our social media before that shit was a big bang. Everybody came and talked about Jerry Springer, so
Hmm.
you can't deny that. Um, we went through a transition. I don't know. That's probably why folks in our generation who are in the ages between like 32 and 42, that's probably why we warped how we is. We went from watching Mr. Rogers, a cool ass white man that taught us that color didn't mean anything. People was people. Um, you can wash your feet in the same bowl. This is the shit we learned from Mr. Rogers. We went from there to straight. I've been dating this guy for 10 years. He's about to tell me he's a girl, and
Right.
all hell breaks loose.
Right.
See, we understood what it was like to be gender fluid in the 90s. That's why niggas that's in our generation be looking at niggas weird when they be tripping. Like, bro, that's them. Let them do them. We've been
Right.
seeing that shit.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. We've been okay with it. You
That shit
know.
ain't no problem. I remember it was a chick. Well, not a chick, but I want to get their genders right. It was a gender fluid person from Kansas City that was on Jerry.
Oh, it was a couple people that was on Jerry. I know somebody that was on Jerry. So yeah. Did I've been knowing her for like 10 years. Didn't know she was on Jerry till a couple months ago. And I pulled it up and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
you have come a long way, and I am proud of you for that.
Yeah, I've one of my older sisters people, and she told me, but my you know my sister. My sister be lying like a motherfucker. So I didn't believe shit. Oh man, I'm so sorry, man. Shout out to my sister, man. I love you, man, but you know your mouth. Um I didn't believe that shit, but then motherfuckers was trying to pull it up, like, and they found like certain clips, and I'm like, what? Fuck nah.
Yeah. Yeah. What off the top of your head, what stands out the most? What episode stands out the most to you?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of a certain episode, but I will say the ones that really got me were the ones where they would be like stunned that they best friend secretly wanted to suck their dick, and then they would really be like, "Well, let's give it a try," type of shit. That shit used to fuck me up. Like I used to be like, "Man, y'all was just fighting. Like you was just like, why the fuck would you do this on camera?" And then like later on, you like, man, you know what, that's my man. I love you, man. I mean, and if that's how you feel, I mean, hey, we bros, man. Let's give it a shot. I'll be like, what the fuck? No way. No way am I letting this shit go down, nigga. You embarrassing
Right.
me. You could have told me this
Right.
shit at home. We wouldn't even have had this problem. I don't want to talk to you, bro. I don't want, especially on camera. I don't want to do that. And I'm definitely not gonna say, oh yeah, well shit. I mean, it ain't gay because he want to suck my dick. Like what?
Right.
What in the fuck is going on?
Right. Like, huh? I'm confused. I'm so confused. I would say one that sticks out in my head, that has always stuck out in my head. Um, it stuck out in my head so much. I just watched it recently. Um, but the first time we saw Rufus and Trinae. Rufus and Trinae were two characters that
Okay.
came on the show more than once. And this was like back in the day. Back in the day. And they came how it initially went was that this dude, he was about to get married. And he came on the show to reveal to his fiance that he had been sleeping with her maid of honor. So he revealed that the maid of honor came out. She was crying with no tears, and so everything was out in the open with them. Then dude says, "Well, I got another secret. Also been messing with my best friend." So they're like putting two and two together, and they're like, "What? Your best? Oh my god, your best friend? We don't know who the best friend is as of yet." But when that best friend walked out, it was Trinae, and Trinae basically was in disguise. He had on a braided wig and glasses. And they came out, he came out, they embraced, and he started talking mad stuff about the fiance. And then come to find out, the maid of honor was pregnant and was pregnant by Trinae. And so Trinae told her she need to go to the clinic because he ain't raising no babies and everything. So then Trinae says that he had a security blanket because he didn't know how that situation was going to come out. And so his security blanket came out and it was Rufus. Rufus looked like, in his disguise, he looked like Prince. And so, so he came out and all hell broke loose on that stage. It was amazing. It was it was so
Mm-mm-mm.
amazing. And this is the must see TV that we watched in seventh grade. Um, G baby 2124 GP says we watched Jerry at Job Corps. Yeah, people
Yeah,
all
we
around
did.
the globe.
Yeah, I went to
All around
Job
the globe.
Corps. We
Yeah,
definitely did.
yeah, people all over the globe. It was must see TV. Like
We definitely
he was,
did. I went to Job Corps around like 2004. Yeah, that was definitely it was definitely motherfucking Jerry Springer playing.
yeah, yeah, and
It was
like
Jerry Springer
everybody
and
was
Dave
his
Chappelle. That's what we would sit down and watch with everybody.
yeah, but like everybody was his audience, like from kids to grandparents. Cause my grandparents watched it. You know what I mean? Like it was so funny because like it, you can go to their house and they was either watching Jerry Springer or SmackDown. So yeah,
Yep.
but um, but yeah, he would definitely be missed. He definitely deserved all his flowers and accolades, and I mean he was more than just a talk show host. You know,
Yeah.
he was a lawyer by trade. He was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yes, he
Um,
was.
he was
Shout out to
other
the mayor. God
yeah.
damn.
Um, and then he was very into politics, obviously, and I feel like the only reason why he never ran for president because he would have been like if you actually listen to him talk about politics, he would have been a great candidate. But he wasn't born in America. He was born in Germany, I believe.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, that's and you know that automatically disqualifies you from running for presidency. So
yeah.
yeah. Um, but he would have been an awesome political,
He
or
could have
he
been
would
a
have been an
part of the
awesome
Senate
president.
shit. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a governor.
Yeah, yeah, he can do everything else, but you can't run for presidency. So, um, yeah, but he did other things. When they started America's Got Talent, he was the first host. He had another game show on the Game Show Network called Baggage, which was pretty cool. And then he also did Judge Jerry after Jerry Springer ended.
Yeah, you know what? I've never seen an episode of Judge Jerry. I ain't even gonna lie.
Sukiana was on the episode of Judge Jerry, and it was good. It was
Never
good.
seen one.
So Yeah. Judge Jerry was pretty good. And also, he did the show, or not the show, the movie Ringmaster.
Yeah, I remember
Hey,
that.
do you remember that movie? Um,
Yeah.
I saw that movie in the theaters, which is so funny because we went to Houston for Thanksgiving one year because we have family down there, and when I was like 15, and that was when the movie came out. And on Thanksgiving, we went to the movies, and I was the only one that went to go see Jerry Springer. Everybody else went to go see something else. But I was like, I'm going to see Jerry Springer. I don't care about anything else. And Ringmaster was a good movie. And Jerry Springer got a sex scene in the movie too. So so yeah. But yeah, no, Ringmaster was good. He had Randy Raquel Robinson, Michael J. White, what's her name? Jamie Presley, I think that's her name. Yeah,
Yeah.
all those people were in there. So yeah. But yeah, but rest in peace to Jerry Springer. And
Rest
then
in
our
peace.
condolences to his family.
Jerry, Jerry,
Right.
Jerry. That's what the angels are saying when he got up in there because he was like, oh shit.
Right.
It was like
Right.
Jerry, Jerry,
And
Jerry.
another thing. Now since we're talking about Jerry Springer or whatever, oh, I messed that up. But yeah, since we're talking about Jerry Springer, I hate the narrative that Black people try to put on Jerry, talking about how well he exploited Black people. That is so not the case. Anybody could get it on Jerry Springer.
I was about
He
to
didn't
say
care.
Jerry exposed the weak underbelly of America.
Right.
Like
Like
what
he
the
didn't
fuck?
care. He didn't care who you were. Like if you and then you had to call him. It's not like he solicited for a specific type of person. You had to call him and let him know, hey, I saw what y'all were wanting. I'm actually living that life, you know. So and then the majority of the people that came on the show were white people, and the most outrageous stories were white people.
From the white
So
folks.
yeah, like that man that married his pony or donkey, whatever it was, that was a white man. So I'm like, how could y'all put that? Like they've been trying to put that on him for years, and I'm like, how? How can you say that he's exploiting Black people when the majority of people on the show are white? And
Listen,
anybody could get it. Anybody could get it on Jerry Springer. If
I,
you wanted it, they had it.
I don't understand how you could say Jerry exploited black folks when Jerry would have whole fucking episodes about motherfuckers that was like and fascinated with fucking dolls, cars, motherfucking whatever pole, whatever it is, motherfucker get off on one lady got off on motherfucking shit, what the fuck is that shit? Watching cow prods. Like, you know, the a cow prodder. Like all of them motherfuckers was white.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I don't
yeah.
know
All
what
of
the
them.
fuck. All them niggas that was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and let him suck my dick. They was white.
Yeah. Like anybody could get it. That's why I don't understand how people can really fix their mouths to say that he exploited Black folks. No, no, that's not the case. That's not the case. Um, another show that stood out to me, always has stood out to me because he used to go there on his shows and have like KKK members, neo Nazis. He used to have all that type of people on his show, and Jerry is Jewish, so there was one episode where he had Nazis on there, and somebody said something about his mama. So he was like, "Excuse me, what?" And dude said it again, and he said it again while he was walking up on stage. And Jerry told him with his finger pointed in his face, "You shut your face right now." So dude got up. Jerry dropped his mic and was about to come at him, but by the time he dropped his mic, it was like 5011 Crazy 88s up there. So yeah. Uh,
That's one thing about that's one thing I will say about Jerry. When everybody else fought, he gave everybody like maybe like 5 to 10 seconds to get some shit off before security came and broke it up because it was must see TV.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
best believe ain't nobody touching motherfucking Jerry.
Hell no, hell no. And dude came close, and um,
Excuse me.
this was back when like the security wore suits. Like people are used to the security like wearing either regular clothes or wearing the t-shirts and the jeans, but they used to
Mm-hmm.
wear suits back then. And that was when they got security because they didn't even have security at first. It was an episode that I forgot which episode it was, but it was an episode that happened that made them get security. So, yeah. Yeah, because again, like Jerry Springer wasn't that type of show in the beginning. So yeah, but yeah, but like we said before, and we'll say again, rest in peace. So moving on. Uh, so let's just sprinkle a little light in this before we get to the fuck shit.
It was dark. That was a segment of darkness,
Yeah.
man. But
Uh, but
shout out
yeah.
to hold on, my bad, Lindsay. Shout out
Uh,
to Belafonte, going to the next chapter of what existence is, and Jerry Springer too, man. I wanted to say this before we end. The reason why I give my final thoughts is because of you, Jerry, and
right.
so I cannot. I would be less of a man than I am if I wouldn't say that. You
Yeah.
influenced me, the simple guy from the Ish that we talk. So I know you influenced a lot more people. So I do respect your journey here, and I love to see what you accomplish on your next journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Because I mean, we call it Jerry's final thoughts.
Man,
So, yeah. So absolutely. Oh, and another sidebar before we move on from Jerry. Friends to the show, who we had back on the show back in the very beginning stages of the Ish We Talk, Sharonda and JB, they actually
yeah,
met him in Branson some years back. And he was just there chilling by himself, and they just so happened to see him at a restaurant. And it was just like a regular restaurant, and he was okay to speak to him and took a picture with him and everything. So they say he was like just a real cool, chill person. So yeah, he wasn't like the Jerry Springer, you know what I mean? So, but anywho, so yeah, a little light. Anybody that doesn't know, we are out of Kansas City, Missouri, and last weekend was a really big weekend for Kansas Cityans, and
yes.
that was because the NFL draft was here in Kansas City. Everybody knows that knows me know I don't give a fuck. But
Nigga, first of all, I need to, I need for you to at an hour and 7 minutes.
uh,
When you recap this and watch this, just let it ride and watch how your whole facial expression changed. That shit was almost villain like. That shit was so fucking funny.
yeah, alright. But yeah, I stayed so far away from that area, and I work in that area. I was so happy that they closed us down. So yeah, I didn't have to go to work, and yeah, I was nowhere near, had no parts in it, didn't watch it, didn't care. Um, I know you didn't go, but did you at least watch any parts of it?
Um, yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Most of the time I was working.
Hmm.
I didn't go just because me and crowds ain't really a fun mixture. Um,
Hmm.
but nah, I understand what it represented for the city. Um, it brought the
Yeah,
city into a good light. You've seen a lot of celebrities down here, which is what's up. I like how, I mean, it's cliche, but I mean it is what it is. I loved how in the NFL draft everybody represented Kansas City for being about motherfucking barbecue. Because if we ain't known for shit, we're known to fill your goddamn belly with some good shit.
Yeah, we do got
So
some awesome barbecue.
I love how they represented that. I don't know why. Something about that made me feel all warm inside. Like, hell yeah, nigga, because we be fucking this shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but nah, again, I think it was a great situation for our city. It brought so much cash money, so much capital to the city. Um, I just can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it.
So about the capital that it brought to the city, a lot of people obviously came because they were NFL fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their day basically consisted of being down there. It was like a 3-day event. They had a whole lot of things um for you to do there. And if you weren't there, you were doing like football esque things, like going to the bars or, maybe going to a club or anything like that. You weren't necessarily trying to go somewhere and buy shit that not outside of football related stuff. So there
Mm.
was an article that came out saying how the uh the the people that came for the draft really didn't spend that much in the city, and local businesses were mad about it. And so I read the comments and people were really like legit mad. But then there was a whole lot of comments that was just like, how can y'all be mad? Like they weren't here for this. And I'm kind of leaning on that side. Like they weren't here to go to a unique consignment boutique that's
Right.
in Westport. Like they weren't here for that. They was here for football. So anything outside of football, I can definitely see them not doing. So, and they're like really mad. They said that it was like comparable to COVID.
What?
Yeah, like they didn't make no
Oh,
money. They are really upset that they didn't really make no money. So I guess like it was presented to the city that it would be a big boost across the board, but it wasn't. And so, like, a lot of small business owners and whatnot are really upset that it wasn't a big boost to the economy like they were promised. Hey, I just report the news. I don't make it.
all
Uh,
right. So I'm probably gonna piss everybody off, but I don't care. I'm also a person with a small business in the city. Um, uh, boohoo for you for coming in the ass and thinking you was about to have a baby. Like, what the fuck are you
okay.
talking about? This is the NFL draft. They're coming. Most of the people coming here are coming for the NFL draft. So this means, when I say capital for the city, I mean hotels. I mean, regular restaurants that they're used to, things that are, you know what I'm saying, in that vicinity of where the NFL draft is getting um was taking place. Yes, this is a big booming capital over there. I'm not expecting little zoom zooms on 67th and fucking Terrace to make some money off this. The fuck are you talking about? You niggas is weird, man. Like, how in the fuck are y'all about to what? So what y'all do? Y'all spent a bunch of money on making some customized NFL apparel, and nobody showed up to your shop. That's your fucking fault. Cause don't nobody know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You were trying to get yourself known in this city. So this nigga from Nebraska don't give a fuck. That nigga's gonna walk right over to Macy's, right over to Bloomingdale's. He's
If
gonna
that,
like,
if
what are you
that,
talking about?
like they came here for a specific reason. And if you go down there and you're doing all the stuff down there, you're gonna be tired. Ain't nobody thinking about going to shop. Like
Nah, they're
nobody's
finding
thinking about
somewhere
the
to eat.
plaza, the Westport, the crossroads. And it was and this and in happened by Crossroads, and a lot of people in Crossroads are upset that they didn't have a influx of customers. And it's like, unless y'all was a bar or a hotel, like I don't understand why y'all didn't think that through, or a restaurant.
I
Like
never. And
why
that's
do
why
you,
I'm like, unless you got three things that niggas need. Niggas need to sleep. Niggas need to eat, and niggas need some weed. So unless you were these three elements, then I don't know why the fuck you thought you was making some money.
right? Because that's the one thing that I did say. I said that to somebody that like they with we being legal now, they was about to be like a severe influx. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see them making over 100 million this month, or the month of April, So, but yeah, like they really was like in the comments upset. And a lot of people was in the comments like upset for what? Like this wasn't about you, you
Sorry
know?
that your customized wigs didn't get picked up on NFL draft day, bitch. What the fuck are we
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, yeah. So I do know somebody that went down to the NFL experience. Do you want to discuss what you did down there at the NFL experience? Or at the NFL experience at the draft? You don't want to say nothing. It was terrible. Well, come here. So everyone, this is my nephew TJ.
Hi.
Yes, whatever. Here. Can can- you see you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So yeah. So why was it terrible?
Because
Look up.
I wasn't prepared.
Why
So my
wasn't
mom
you
ain't my
prepared?
mom ain't told me it was activities. Yeah.
So what were the activities that you did?
40-yard dash, vertical jump. Uh, there's one where you kick the ball in the field goal,
Hmm.
and that's about it. What I did.
So which one were you not prepared for? Was it
All
the
of them, because I had jeans on.
Oh, okay. So yeah. I heard
So
you
you didn't
threw
get to show up to
something.
show out.
Right. Right. I heard you threw something. Did you throw a football?
Oh, yeah, I did this one. On
Oh. Yeah, I heard you threw it far
accident.
on accident.
Yeah, we were supposed to throw it in these little hoop things. I
And
went over it 3 times.
so you did it on accident 3 times.
Yeah. She gave me a fourth one, and I accidentally threw that one over too.
That doesn't sound like an accident.
Well, I was trying.
Them jeans was really fucking you up, huh?
Yeah, it was.
All right. Well, so it was terrible because you weren't prepared.
Mm.
So other than that, it would have been fine.
Yeah, I had some shorts on.
Okay. Well, now
So
you
your
know.
your pride just make NFL the NFL draft wasn't shit. Like, didn't nobody inform you of the activities.
Nobody prepare you. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I had my shorts on. I'm telling you, I'd have fucked them
I would
up.
have been
Like,
picked it up. I would have been picked up that
shit, I'm
day.
telling you, I
Right.
would have went to the Bengals.
Okay. I would have had my NIL all day. So, all right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, thank you, TJ, for enlightening us because we didn't go.
Nah.
All right. How was it down there? Like, where did y'all park?
Uh,
So how far away did you
it was probably like a 30-minute.
was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering how they were gonna do the parking because I did y'all. It wasn't no buses that was busing people in. Yeah, yeah, I didn't. I heard it wasn't. So, all right. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, I see the keys.
Yeah.
That's where it's on.
Uh,
That's where it's on.
yeah. Be careful. Don't hit my mirrors. All right.
Shout out to TJ.
Yeah.
Had it
Yeah.
had a
Shout out to
sucky ass
TJ.
time in the motherfucking skinny ass jeans these young niggas be
Right.
wearing.
Right. Right.
If you'd have had
Next
some
time he'll be.
Jinko jeans, nigga, you'd have been popping. We was loose as fucking Jinko jeans.
Okay. Okay. You
Nigga,
know
we was running
nowadays.
from police and jumping fence in them bitches. Nigga, you not
Right.
jumping no fence in them skinny ass jeans you be wearing.
No. Nah. Not at all. Not at all. But yeah. So yeah. So that's how the NFL draft went. So next up is on to the fuck shit of the evening. Hmm. Let's start with Brian McKnight. So
Yeah, and one.
yeah. He started back at 1, didn't he?
Oh man. If this nigga ain't showed us he's a nigga for years, this should not be unexpected, man. We just shouldn't know about it.
Oh gosh. All right. So um Brian McKnight. So this stuff has been going on for a while, like you said, for years. I don't know why we have a resurgence of it now, but here we are. Brian McKnight is an asshole, and he keeps proving himself to be one because he has pretty much turned his back on his children, his biological children, more specifically his black children.
Man.
He got married a few years ago, and then all of a sudden now he's in these disputes with his kids. According to Google, he has 4 outside of the one that he just had a couple months ago. But they only keep talking about the first 3. But um so a few years ago he did get into a public dispute with them. And then he was saying that basically they're mad because they were saying that he disowned them, and he was saying that they're mad because he cut them off, and this is like tough love and all this kind of stuff. Um, he hasn't really said too much about the daughter outside of there was an issue with the daughter. She supposedly had a sexual relationship with a cousin. Um, and he talked about this in an interview, but he currently is being sued by that same daughter for defamation. So, and I believe they settled, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, so we have that issue. One thing that he's done is he just had a baby with his new wife. Um, back in January, I want to say. He had a boy, named the boy Brian. Um, there's nothing wrong with naming your kid after you. However, it does raise eyebrows when you already have a Brian McKnight Jr. and that son has a son named Brian McKnight. So, you naming another kid Brian McKnight does raise eyebrows. Now, a lot of people have compared it to George Foreman. Oh, well, George Foreman named all his sons George. Yes, George Foreman has named all his sons George, but George Foreman has not disowned any of his sons. And one of the things that's evident with Brian McKnight disowning his children is the children that he names on his bio on Instagram. The only children that are mentioned in his bio are his stepchildren and his new kid. He doesn't mention his black kids at all. Um, and Instagram doesn't require you to name any of your kids in your bio. So what's the point of telling us this? There's another interview that he did. I want to say like in 2020. He did an interview with this lady that she reposted this clip and it's gone viral about the interview was supposed to be about his music, and she asked, I guess she asked something like, his thoughts on, or his thought process on making music currently. And he was just saying that like his music now is coming from him loving his wife, because before he just made music, he didn't have nobody to pull from or anything like that. He was just making music, but now he's pulling from something because of the love of his life, is his wife and all this kind of stuff. Nothing wrong with the love of the life, a love of your life being your wife. Only part that's weird about that is that you were making big hit love songs while you were married to your first wife, and you were married to her for a really long time. So you're trying to tell the world that you didn't love her at all. And then I believe he has made songs about his children in the past, and that you didn't care for real about your kids. Like none of it's adding up and making sense, and you're throwing shots out here continuously at your kids, the kids that you made, but yeah, and then like I said, the whole thing with his daughter and her and his daughter is she's a she's an athlete at a school, and she's really good from what I understand. And his stepdaughter goes to the same school. His stepdaughter, he posted when he bought her a car, and in the caption he said stuff like, "You made me a girl dad," which is cute. Only problem with that is that you've been a girl dad for over 20 years. So, like, none of this stuff we're asking to know. None of this stuff is any of our business at the end of the day. But you're pulling us in. We have thoughts and opinions. So, you continuously are doing this to your kids publicly, and that's some bullshit. It really is. Uh, and I don't know. I don't I don't know anything that a kid could do to make you disown them. Like, I can see you not fucking with your kids no more for whatever reason, but to say a kid that you made out of love, lust, whatever, um, you just gonna say that you don't fuck with him no more. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I feel for his kids, you know, because what, however, I mean, however, um, you feel about your personal dealings with your own father, like I couldn't imagine my dad just saying that ain't my kid, especially when I look like him, especially if my namesake is him, you know,
I
and
know what
and
that's like.
yeah, like that's wild, and that can be a mental fuck if nothing less. And then it's one thing because like I know people grow up without their dad. I know people may not have known their dad for a really long time and whatnot, but it's one thing to have grown up with your dad in the house. Your dad has been your dad for so long, and then all of a sudden he gets a new family. He says "fuck you" to his old family.
Yeah,
Like that's
that's
wild.
fucked up.
That's wild. Like I don't think the best psychiatrist can assist you with getting over some shit like that.
Nah,
You know what
nobody
I
can
mean?
help you. You just got to be empathetic about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is wild. That is wild. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, and then stuff keep coming out. Like stuff keep
um,
coming out. And then another thing, like with the daughter going to this college, um, the stepdaughter goes to the same college. He goes up to the college. He's gone up to the college like a handful of times to visit the stepdaughter. Doesn't visit the daughter at all. And then this daughter, apparently was birthed out of a affair he had on his first wife. And the first wife put all that to the side to be a parent to this kid, you know?
Man.
Now, I mean, her mom is still in the picture, of course, but she's been a stepmom to this kid, and a lot of people ain't strong enough to do that. So, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Um,
What are your
um,
thoughts?
um, you said a mouthful, Lindsay.
Yes.
I I want you to seek someone um someone professional to talk to, because it's definitely some things about this situation that really rubbed your soul.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not saying that you've been through it or anything like of that nature. I'm saying there was
yeah.
definitely some things in there that rubbed your soul. Just how, know what I'm saying, the way you know what I'm saying, you spilled about it. What I will
You
say
know,
is,
it's fucked up.
yeah,
I
it's real
empathize
fucked
with.
up. What I will say is, you know, Brian on that interview saying that, you know, this time he's writing about the love of his wife. The other times he was just writing, he didn't have nothing to pull from. You need to go back to that, nigga, because when you didn't have nothing to pull from, you was coming out with hit after hit charting.
Yeah.
After that, the only song I know about you is the song that I don't know why you put that out. I think you was going through a midlife crisis when you made that song, talking about did you know that your pussy can squirt? Nigga, you actually made that song. That's your
And
song.
harmonized it.
Right,
He
exactly.
harmonized.
That's on your discography. Like, nigga, you did this. Um,
He put it to a piano.
yeah, like my nigga. Dude, I get it. My uncles used to say this all the time when I was growing up. It was always a joke in black households. They used to always say, you know, your second wife is your best wife. So I get it, but them kids ain't got shit to do with that, bro.
Mhm.
That's the thing that bothers me. Um, uh, Piggybacking off Lindsay, I couldn't imagine how that is. Um, I just had a daddy that just didn't give a fuck. I'm glad I had that, because I would hate to have stories about me having a good time with my daddy and then all of a sudden that shit was gone.
Right. Right. Right.
Um,
I think you
so
can I think with help that could definitely be worked out if you just did not know that dude. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be probably better off if you just
yeah,
did not know that dude. But the fact that this dude was in your life for X amount of years, your mama was married to him, he was in the household. Y'all were cool up until a certain point, and then nothing.
and
That
then it
would
changed,
fuck with me.
and then it changed. Like I
Yeah.
regardless of, this new age shit that we got going on, where motherfuckers is coming out like, I ain't giving my kids a dime and why all this whole extra. It's something in the water, and Brian McKnight has definitely drunk the tea, because the shit that he's doing, like, dude, you better be glad your kids have a lot of respect for you. Cause see, growing up, I didn't have a lot of respect for my dad. So if my dad would have pulled out some janky ass shit like that in the public eye, you probably would see me smashing that bitch car. And I don't want to call that little girl a bitch or nothing like that, but be disrespectful. But if that was my sister, and I watched him do that, and then I watched my other sister be at the same school, and then he turn around and say that this little girl is the reason why he's a girl dad, I'ma fuck that little girl shit up. Cause fuck that little girl too.
Yeah. You're not the first person I heard say that. There's this other YouTuber that I watch, and he was like, she wouldn't have drove that car home.
Nah.
He was like, she probably would have just drove it home, but I would have fucked that car up.
You'd have me, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna touch you.
And which
I love
motherfucker
you because
would?
you know what I'm saying. Technically, you my sister now, so I ain't gonna touch you. But it's some fucked up shit that my daddy doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But and then they're saying that it's partly the wife's fault, which could very well be. I just, you know, as a woman, because that's what they say I am as a woman. and not a little girl, even though I feel like I'm a little girl sometimes. But as a woman, I don't think that I could be with somebody who don't acknowledge all their kids and don't
Exactly.
do right by all their kids.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't feel that you're a good father if you're not a good father to all your kids. Like, you can be a good father to two of your kids when you got five. You're not a good father, my nigga. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is going on? How can we make this shit like that's the type of woman that I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we get to a better place with all your kids? Because I'm not fucking with you if you're not even trying to put forth an effort. Because I mean I understand that situations happen and people can be vindictive and people can be angry and stuff like that. But there are ways that you can get around that. If you got to go to the courts and put the white folks in your business, then so be it. But I can't be with nobody that's just gonna just throw up their hands and be like, well, I tried. No, my nigga, you not trying because you should always try when it comes to your kids. There should never not be a time when you don't try. I just don't see how people can be complacent with that. And like some women are rude and evil like that. Like they don't want you to acknowledge the shit that happened before them. And it's like the shit that happened before them is a part of them. And then how can you be with a woman that don't want you to acknowledge what you have or what you have? You know what I'm saying? Like that just is so weird to me. That is weird, weirdo behavior. And I can't rock with that. I can't get jiggy with that. That's not cool.
Listen, if your pussy is good enough to make me disown my kids, like on Harlem Nights, um,
Never coming home again.
I'm just
Yeah.
never coming home again. I don't want that pussy. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't
Yeah.
want that pussy.
Right.
Cause
Right. As
like,
if it makes you do that, just imagine what it would make you do.
yeah, man, that I don't want that type of pussy, man. Cause I feel like, man, I'm gonna end up going to jail over some dumb shit, um,
Or die.
or die. Like
Hmm.
I just don't understand what type of individual Brian McKnight is. Where at one point you were the fucking um, top tier. If this was a chessboard, you was the bishop or the rook of the R&B fucking throne at one point, and you turned into this bitch ass nigga. Like
And it's okay with
whenever
that.
we get through, like we can say what we can say about Brian. We can let Brian live his life. But we all know growing up when we seen niggas do that type of shit, they was bitch ass niggas.
Hmm.
Like I don't give a fuck if a nigga sold drugs to his mama, um, did all sorts of weird shit in the streets. That same nigga took care of his kids better than any nigga in the neighborhood did.
Hmm.
So I don't understand niggas like Brian McKnight.
I don't understand how you can just be okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, like you said, like there's no man on this earth that if I have kids and I had them before him and he come into my life and telling me to turn my back on my kids, there's what? What? No, I'm cool on you. You say
Oh
some shit
yeah,
like that to me, or I figure out that's what you're trying to do. I'm cool on you. I'm good. Next, like,
yeah. I don't
thank
get
you
it.
for your services. Like, I'm done. Cause nothing, no person should come before your kids. Like, there's nothing, there's nothing that should transpire that would make you be like, I'm turning my back on my kids. I'm disowning them. Now, I like I said before, I can understand shit does occur to where you don't fuck with your kids,
Yeah,
but but to act like they don't exist and nah, nah. I'm still gonna there's motherfuckers I'm related to now. I probably would never talk to ever again in life. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not related to them. Like they're still who they are to me, you know?
Yeah, because everybody in the world, we understand separation. Sometimes you got to separate from people, you know, even people that you love. You just got to separate from them in order to have peace, and in order to keep loving them. You know,
Mhm.
everybody
Mhm.
goes through that. The thing is, it's not even no separation. It's just a pure cutoff. I'm just putting myself in Brian McKnight's daughter's shoes. Word on campus is your daddy's here with your fake
Right.
ass sister.
Right.
And you gotta muster this shit up like it don't bother you.
Right. 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 You gotta be like, oh, I knew. I don't fuck with him, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
You gotta act unbothered. You know what I'm saying?
Knowing in your
Like
mind you
that
wanna
shit
go
is
over there and bust that nigga right upside his head, like, nigga, how dare you
right.
embarrass me?
Right. And you want to knock her in between the washer and dryer just by proxy. Like, like
Again,
that
that's
shit
why I
is
keep
fucked up.
saying, Brad McKnight better be glad he has the kids that he have.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee it couldn't have been one of my sisters. And it damn sure it couldn't have been me.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna let you shit on my sister like that, man. I'm not gonna let that ride.
Yeah.
I know you my
Yeah.
daddy, and I love you, and I know you got enough money to just go ahead and get this little bitch another car, but I'm fucking this car up.
Yeah. You're gonna be buying a bunch of BMWs at this bitch because I'm fucking every last one of them up. And I don't even want one. It ain't even about that. It's just
I
want
don't want
strength.
shit from you. You proved it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Me and you ain't family. So I
Right.
don't
It's
want
just
shit
need
from you.
strength.
But I ain't gonna keep on letting you enjoy some shit with some fake ass kids.
Right.
And I hate to
Right. Like
say it
where they
like that
daddy at?
because I have stepsisters and stepbrothers that I love. But we ain't going through the shit they going through.
Right. Right. Cause my whole thing would be like, where they daddy at? Let they real daddy buy them a car. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah. Yeah. So that is the Brian McKnight saga. And I mean, and in the to be for real, the daughter is getting the worst of it because of the whole him trying to say that she had that sexual relationship with an older cousin and her having to go as far as to sue him for defamation. That's pretty freaking bad. Um, but yeah. So that is Brian McKnight. The next up is the other fuck shit, which is Steve and Marjorie Harvey. So, which is it's kind of a similar situation. It's a family situation with the kids and whatnot. A lot of people don't know, but there's actually 7 kids between the two of them. I know everybody wants to talk about Lori, but technically Lori Harvey is not Steve Harvey's daughter. That's his adopted daughter. Um, Marjorie, his wife, actually has 3 kids. Lori is her youngest. And this is Marjorie's third marriage, along with Steve's third marriage. Um, Steve was married in the 80s. He had 3 kids. He has 2 twin daughters and then a son with his first wife. Then he was married to his second wife, he has a son with. And then he is married to Marjorie. Now, throughout all these marriages, he messed with Marjorie throughout all of them. And then she was married. Same thing. She was married to her first husband, who was a drug kingpin. She had 2 kids with him. Then she got married to her second husband, had Lori, and then she got married to Steve. Um, and both of her first 2 husbands were drug kingpins. Both of them went to jail. I believe Lori's dad is still in jail, and her first husband is out. Her first husband recently did a interview with Tasha K, where he's, talking about his life and his life with her and whatnot. Uh, yeah. So also has come out that his older kids don't have the best relationship with him, um, which he has acknowledged as well. When they were young and he was married to his first wife, he was really on the grind. And, as a comedian, when you're on the grind, especially back then, you were traveling every weekend to different cities to do these shows and whatnot. So he was basically their father financially, but not present. Um, which that can hurt as well, you know. And then the whole situation with that second wife was the breakup was a mess. Um, she was doing interviews, talking about their marriage and whatnot. And he had the courts put a gag order on her. She spoke out anyway. They held her in contempt, put her in jail because of the gag order. He also got sole custody of their son. Um, how he finessed that, I don't remember because it's been many years ago. But yeah, he finessed that to the point where he had sole custody. I think she only had visitation. Um, and so yeah, like he was practically raised by Steve and Marjorie after a certain point. And yeah, so that's that situation. Then also um it comes out that apparently Lori is his favorite of all the kids. And they do daddy daughter dates and whatnot. Some stuff that he never did with any of his kids. But he shows extra special attention to Lori. Um, and then also, a lot of people speculate that Lori or Marjorie is setting Lori up to be like the second coming of her, especially with the way that she moves when it comes to all these men and stuff like that. I think that's kind of foul how he's treating the rest of the kids. I mean, it's cool, whatever, for you to, spend time with Lori, but you need to spend time with all your kids. Um, you can't change the past with the older kids, but you can, you know, do right by the future with your kids. And it seems like every time they do try to express how they're feeling with him, he throws money at them. So the money is not helping matters. So yeah, uh, it's been a trying time within the Harveys. What are your thoughts?
Whew, shit.
Mhm.
First and foremost, we're talking about the guy that made the book called Think Like a Man.
Mhm.
I I implore you guys to read the book, and I also implore you guys to understand that this is not the type of guy that anybody should be looking the fuck up to.
I agree.
He has been finessed by Marjorie since the 80s. See, um, I look at it like this. You know, Marjorie is in the same category of what's her name, Caitlyn Jenner, um, because she knows how to manipulate men and get what she wants. Um, for a capital gain, she started with dope dealers, and then she moved on to Steve Harvey. And the only reason why she moved on to Steve Harvey is because Steve Harvey made something out of himself because she been
Mhm.
fucking Steve for years.
Yeah. but she wasn't fucking with him like that. And the only reason why
Yeah.
I feel like she wasn't fucking with him like that is because he didn't have his money up. So he probably got his money up to get her. Because
Yeah.
let's just be real, Steve Harvey is not attractive by far, never has been. But and Marjorie is gorgeous, but his money was hella attractive. And given her track record, of course, she wouldn't fuck with him because he didn't have no money. So yeah, he probably was famous, probably was locally famous, but
I mean, just to keep it a bean, um, besides her first husband who aged very well,
he did.
um, those other two guys, they you can tell they just niggas with money.
Yeah.
So that's her MO. Again, Steve been getting played by this lady since the 80s.
Hmm.
Steve finally came up and he got his prize. It's funny, I put him in the category of Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti did all that shit um, to get Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons did her thing, had a bunch of hot girl summers, and then decided to go with the nigga that she know was gonna have some money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it's just one of those things, man. It's I think I think Steve Harvey, as far as a businessman, phenomenal. Give you that. Excuse me. Your work ethic, give it that. Your work ethic is amazing. Your choice of women, not so great. Um,
Why do you say his choice of women not so great?
your choice
I
of
mean,
women not so great because
aesthetically is
one,
great.
um, the woman that was completely down for you, you didn't choose her, or you didn't keep choosing her because of what you like. The eye. Sometimes the eye overweighs the mind, and so you moved on from that. Um, you got with this the second wife, and your eyes was bigger than your heart is, and you had to split from that shit, and then that shit was a whole fucking debacle. And then you get this chick that's always been around. You decide to lock it down with her. Not only do you decide to lock it down with her, she manipulates you to the point where now all of her children, not only her, but all of her children are financially straight because of the Harvey name. That ain't something you thought about, nigga. I'm smarter than the average bear. That ain't something you thought about doing. That's some shit that she thought about doing.
Mhm.
And she fucked you stupid. And that's why you did that shit. Because I swear to God, them kids would have been Townsends to the day I died. I would have made sure they was okay. They were financially
Right.
stable.
They would
You
have been
know,
okay by you, like not by
yeah.
me. Like
But not by me. They not guaranteed the Harvey fucking all the shit that I work for. They not guaranteed a stake in that.
right.
They guaranteed some money just because if I cash out right now and you know what I'm saying, and I go to my next journey of existence, I'm giving some shit to you to take care of your fucking kids.
Hmm. Right. Right. But no, they would not be on the same level as the kids that came from me. Like no, the fuck, no. Mm-mm.
Not doing that. And then I had two daughters to go on dinner dates with way before Lori.
Right.
Fuck am I doing?
Right.
I don't get it.
Right.
Like I get, one of those things where, when you fucking with a girl and she got a little girl, that you know what I'm saying, especially when they small and you get that, you know what I'm saying, kind of help raise them. I get that love that you have for them because I've been there. I get that love completely. But you know what's realistic about that love? That shit ain't yours. You really got to know what I'm saying. As that baby get older, you got to really let that baby know, hey, you probably need to really start talking to your dad. Not on no financial tip, but just to know who the fuck your dad is.
Yeah.
Because I love you to death and I'm always protect you. But if you need a kidney, 9 times out of 10, you ain't getting a kidney from me.
Yeah. Right. Right. And then not not to sound mean or harsh or anything like that, But if I was in a situation like that, it will always play in the back of my head. No matter how good I am with the kid, that kid always got that trump card if we get into it. Oh, but you ain't my mama. You know what? You showing the fuck right. I'm not your mama. So let me not be your mama.
Yeah, you take a
But
step back.
then I'll be wrong for saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like they can, not saying that the kid would ever say that, not saying that you ever get into it that tough to where the kid would say that, but that will always play in the back of my head. And plus, I wouldn't want to, especially if the kid does have their parent around, I wouldn't want to overstep, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to be in no position of where no kid can have that trump card over me. Because I'm gonna be
Like, yeah,
like, you know what?
cases,
You're
and,
right.
and even in realistic cases, when that does happen, as a step parent, you're supposed to just back up. You know
Hmm.
what? You can have that. Even if you want to if you want to snap back and be like, hey, shit, you know what? You show right. I ain't your motherfucking daddy. That's it. That's where it ends. You drop that shit and you get the fuck out of there. You move on.
Yeah.
Steve didn't do that.
No, yeah, like he did. He
Steve
didn't.
didn't do that.
Yeah.
Steve doubled down on the shit and told the
Yeah.
nigga what his punk ass doing for you now.
Right. Where your punk ass daddy at? I can hear him saying that. That motherfucker didn't lie. That motherfucker did not lie. I can definitely hear Steve Harvey saying that. Where your punk ass daddy at? I only love you because I love your mama. Where your punk ass daddy at? You know what? You show right.
That
You
right
show
there,
right.
look.
You say that to me like I put him there. That be the killer.
That's the thing that fucked me up because, like I said, I understand that, but on on my end as a man, this is how I look at certain things. If I was truly just more focused on my kids, as Marjorie's first husband, I'll take that with a grain of salt. I know I want to fuck you up, but at the same time, I'm 74 years old. Um,
Mm,
I'm gonna just go ahead and just say, you know what, you got it, daddy, and just go ahead and try to be in my kids' life as much as possible. I'm not
yeah.
about to go on interviews and spew that shit because you know everybody loves to hear gossip. Everybody loves to hear about everybody else's business. I look at it this way. I just told the whole world this nigga called me a punk ass and he stood on it. And I ain't even gonna say nothing to him. I'm gonna act like a bitch and talk about it every time I'm on an interview. If I'm not gonna do nothing to this man physically, I'm not gonna say nothing about it. This
But I feel
period.
like
That's just how I look at it.
he couldn't do nothing to him physically, even if he wanted to, because of his hands being tied. You know what I'm saying? Like he got out on clemency from the Obama administration, so he probably can't do nothing to him. You know what I mean?
My thing is he can't do nothing to him because he's 74. I'm not even going off the clemency. I just know as a man you're not gonna say nothing to this other man. So if you're not gonna because Steve is what in the 60s?
I think so.
This man is 74. If y'all can't sit down and have a discussion about how you felt about it, because y'all ain't gonna go to blows, but y'all can talk as men. If y'all can't have that conversation, I'm not having that conversation with everybody else in their mama.
Yeah,
I'm just me as a man. I'm not doing that.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on
I ain't doing that. I'd rather just come to you as a man. Now, if you don't want to speak to me directly, I'm gonna just let it go. I'm not bringing it to social media.
that.
I ain't gonna let it go like that. But like I just ain't gonna say nothing until the chance I
Mhm.
get to roll up on you. Because the chance I get to roll up on you, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. You know,
Yeah.
win, lose, or draw. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. That's just how my mama made me. So I
Mhm.
don't know what I'm saying. I just don't understand those type of men that are rather just, I speak my woes to a bunch of people because I know it's gonna get back to him. That nigga still don't give a fuck.
Right. Right. Like
You ain't
he didn't
changing
want
shit. You ain't stopping no money. You ain't changing shit. Only thing you doing is giving this man the opportunity to say some crazy shit about you, like, yeah, look at this nigga fresh out of jail trying to use my name to get money.
Yeah.
Now they
And
just shitted on you twice.
and I will continue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a crazy situation.
Like, I wouldn't do it. I would address. I would call my wife and tell her, hey man, get that man on the phone. Tell that nigga come to the house. Come talk to me, because we're not about to do this shit over social media.
Yeah. Yeah, and as far as I've seen, they haven't said anything on social media in regards to any of this stuff coming out. I believe Tasha K has like a 3-part interview. I've only seen the first part. The second part hasn't. She has a date where it's gonna be released. I don't think she's done it as of yet though. But
Nah, the second part of the video's out.
It's out now. Okay.
Yeah, I just seen it. I seen it last night.
Okay. Okay. Well, then she released the second part.
Yeah.
But yeah, he rambles, so I probably won't be watching the second part. Probably catch a clip here and there, but yeah, that first interview he rambled, or that first part rather.
He just
And then
keep on going back to, you know what I'm saying? Steve.
he didn't
Basically,
even
what
know
he's
he
doing
was
is keep
being.
going back to Steve playing him like he a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
And he trying to
Right.
tell people, you know, who he is or who he used to be.
Mhm.
My thing is, you ain't got a point to prove, OG. Not to us.
Yeah.
You know who you are. The people that know who's supposed to know who you is. I should know shit. You should be able to talk to this man how you talk to Tasha K.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was like part of the interview, he didn't even know they were being interviewed.
Yeah.
That the interview had started.
He just talk. So this nigga just randomly talks like this. He just ran out of nowhere. He did that. Yeah, and that's why I got a problem with Steve. Like, nigga, we're trying to barbecue. We don't give a fuck about Steve today.
Right. Can we leave Steve where he at?
You keep bringing up Steve, nigga. If Steve come right down, you ain't gonna say shit.
Right. But in the same breath, I get it. He feels like his kids were taken away. So I get it. But yeah. He
keeps
crazy.
saying he has a relationship with his kids. He keeps saying that he talks to his kids. So just focus on your kids.
Right. I agree. At this point, it is what it is. Like, you just gone ahead and tried to make the best out of going forward. Because I mean, again, the man just turned 74, and even though he looks damn good, tomorrow's not promised. So just, make the best of it with his kids.
Yeah.
Come
on, man. Bring that book out. And shut the
that
fuck
book
up.
ain't coming out. I can tell you that right now. That book is not, especially with him doing these interviews, that book is not coming out. Steve will not let that happen. Because there's another book he bought. Like, he used to have a side chick that he had for like umpteen years. She tried to put out a book, and
oh yeah, Miss Terry,
yeah, he stopped that. But somehow it did get out because somebody's on YouTube is reading the book. So yeah, somehow she got a hold of it. But yeah, I don't believe that book is gonna come out. So the best we'll probably get is
and then the whole accusations of Marjorie being a queen pin. I'm gonna just go ahead and break the third wall and tell y'all the truth. When you got a woman who is manipulative, as Marjorie is, you goddamn right she was selling dope, nigga. Don't be a dumbass nigga. You goddamn right she was. She fucked with 2 drug lords. You got that? Come on, man. We ain't gotta slice this shit up like we done. Ain't none of us dumb. You goddamn right this bitch was pushing birds. You know what though? It don't fucking matter now.
Yeah. At this point, it don't.
Don't fucking matter now. You respect. I don't understand it. See, that's where where most feminists will say some crazy shit like, that's just male toxicity, because we'll praise the nigga that was selling dope and got out of the dope game and became a business man. They trying to shit on this bitch for selling dope and becoming who she is. So what? That's the American dream.
Yeah.
Like you niggas is man, all you niggas is game goofy. If y'all trying to make it seem like, well, she shouldn't have the position. She's an ex dope dealer and wop and all this. Man, so what? So the fuck what?
Yeah.
All alleged. All alleged.
Yeah. I
But
was trying to make this bro.
but what I'm saying is if she did it, so the fuck what? Again, I'm breaking the
Yeah.
third wall and I'm gonna say, listen, when we applaud niggas for doing it, why we ain't applauding the ladies?
She finessed the situation and put her kids in a good position. You can't be mad at that. You can be
Exactly.
mad at
Why we ain't
Steve,
applauding the ladies?
right?
Half of this
But
country got dope.
then in the same breath, I mean, she ain't a good person if she's allowing for this shit to happen. She should be the main one in his ear, like make it right with your own kids. Like that's the thing that I don't understand by some females. You know what I mean? Like I don't get how some females are just okay with men turning their back on their kids.
Because most of these females that do that, from Marjorie to Brian McKnight's wife, these are women that are hurt, just like a man get hurt and scorn women. A woman does the same thing, but because women are superiorly smarter than us, um, they know how to do it, and they know how to do it on financial gain.
Hmm.
So, you know, even in that shit, you gotta love a great villain story because both of these bitches are villains. Anytime you keep a man from his kids or don't even say nothing when he doesn't address his kids, oh, you're a villain.
Yeah,
You're a villain because you have kids.
right,
I don't get it.
right.
Like I don't get the women to get child support.
Mirror.
Um, you said what?
Now I was talking to TJ.
Uh, yeah, I don't get the women that get child support for their kid and then turn around and say, I don't want that man to be I don't really be wanting that man to be bringing his women around or his baby mama around me. Like nigga, you get a check from your baby daddy every motherfucking month, but this nigga that you fucking can't even talk about his kids in your house. Half the
Yeah,
time, and
like it doesn't make any
I
sense.
ain't talking about all y'all to get child support, but some of those times, half of these lights, gas, and water wouldn't even be on if it wasn't for that check you was getting from another nigga. But this man can't talk about his kids. This nigga can't bring his kids around here.
Right,
But that
right.
other
It
man can
just
take care
doesn't
of his
make
whole
any.
fucking house.
Yeah,
That shit
like
weird to
it
me.
doesn't make any sense. Yeah, yeah. But folks be okay with it. Folks be okay with it. But that is Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey drama that they got going on. So now, the moment we all have been waiting on, the fucked up song of the podcast. So the fucked up song of the podcast. Thank you, Lily, for this suggestion. This was like one of my
Yeah.
favorite songs I heard back in the day. Um, it is Missy Elliott featuring 702 and Magoo, produced by Timberland, and the song is called "Beat Me 911." Did you want to read it?
I'll try to read Magoo's part, but I've been trying to read Magoo's part for like the past 30 minutes, and I realized like this nigga, no wonder he didn't make it. This nigga lyrics is trash.
He doesn't even do music anymore. Yeah.
These
All
niggas is
right.
trash.
So yeah. So all right. So "Beat Me 911." Verse 1. Why you played on me wasn't I good enough for you? All those other girls you've been with can't do like I do. Gave you all my dough when you needed it all the time. And if you planning on leaving me again, then give me a sign. Beat me 911 or call me on my cell phone. I'll call you back to see what you gonna tell me. You don't want to date, no if, ends, or waits. It's over, babe. Beat me 911
Ooh,
or call me on my cell
kindness,
phone. I'll call you
I'll
back
fly back.
to see what
See what
you
you
gonna
gonna
tell me.
tell me. You don't
You don't
wanna
want to
date,
date,
you
no
stand
if,
for
ends,
range.
or wait. It's over,
Okay.
babe. Verse 2. Why you cheating on me? Can you tell me what I've done? I thought you was the one, but you just a hit and run. It gave up clubs and parties. I put them aside. Stopped going to all the parties. Oh, yeah. Left me in the dark with no kind of sign. Then the chorus. And then 702's part. Uh, all my friends say I can do
I
better
can
than
do
you.
better than you. Hey, maybe they was right, 'cause I feel like a
Like a
fool.
fool, fool.
But
But
I can't let go until you give me some
you give me
time to tell me why
time.
you left me
Let me
without a goddamn
get
sign.
time.
Beat me. Ah, this shit was slap.
Yeah, that's my go. Type of nigga made built to last. Look home. Oh no, you say you was gonna do that part.
I was about to say, yeah, here we go. These, hey, disclaimer: these lyrics are trash. Type of nigga that's built to last. Look, home girl, I pup like gas when get your girlie, get your friend and your girl in them. My sex drive work out like a Jim Kim was a girl that I used to hit. You the girl that I gotta quit. See the kitty kid, got a gold, it like a light in the night. You a freak, come out. We don't bite, nigga. What in the fuck are you talking about? No diggity, took you out, no doubt. when I when I first got down, Major Bro shout, look out, make it laugh, make it live, dip and dive, staying alive.
Staying alive.
Shoot me, sugar, there is. Now we talking square biz. I'm leaving without tears, but I still love the kids. What you think? I'm help paint. Girl, get your mind
Girl,
checked.
you told
Take
me
the
that.
time, break your leg. I just gave you
Just give
disrespect.
you
What in the fuck?
disrespect. Ah, beat me 911, baby. Ah,
Everything about that song was hard until Magoo got on there.
They usually cut it off when Magoo's so that's when they would go to commercial break.
That nigga,
When I
he
tell you, I
literally
used to
put.
watch this video every day. Ooh, yes. So there has been a little bit of resurgence on this song because Missy Elliott reposted it and she told a little story about I guess like people was downplaying it and she cried because people used to talk shit about the video because they were a bunch of Barbies and Kens in the video. So she
Yeah,
reshared the video recently after they dropped the trailer for the new Barbie movie that's coming out soon. And it was just so crazy that she said that she used to cry when people would talk shit about this video. And I was like, I love this video. This is like my favorite Missy Elliott video. Like I played this song ridiculous.
it was one of the
So it
best.
just
If you happen to be aware of your existence in between the years of 96 to 2001, those were some great years to be alive as far as visual play when it came to video.
mm-hmm,
That was a great visual play on a video.
mm-hmm.
Some videos were so good that we forgot that the song was trash.
Well, this is not one of them because I didn't think that this song was trash.
No, this song was not trash. I'm just saying the visual, you know what I'm saying, attributes that we had in the years of 96 to 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Those were great videos. Some of those videos didn't have nothing to do with the lyrics. It was just a visual that they was giving you on top of lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta think. None of Busta Rhymes videos made any sense.
They never went with the song. You're definitely right about
Never.
that.
But they were great visual fucking videos.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely were. They
So yeah,
definitely
no.
were.
Missy crying, that's crazy upsetting because she definitely was ahead of her time with making everybody Barbie and Ken dolls. That
Yeah,
was fly to me.
that was hella dope. Right, that was hella dope. And they stayed in character the whole video. The movements and everything, you know. But yeah, but as far as the song is kind of messed up.
The song is
Hence why
horrible.
it's the fucked up. Right. Hence why it's the fucked up song of the podcast because what they're saying in the song is kind of jacked up. And then the song is dated as hell because she say the song is called "Beat Me 911." The
Beat
last
me
time you paid
911
somebody.
or call me on my
When the
cell
last
phone.
right?
Do we call our cell phones anymore?
We do say cell phones, but we don't beat anybody.
I don't even think I say my cellular phone. I just say my phone.
I don't say cellular. I don't say cellular. I'll say cell phone.
I don't think
I'll
I've
say
ever said cell phone. I don't think I said cell phone in years. Let me take that back. I just always be like shit, my phone.
yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, we do. We have come to the point where it's just my phone, but
And
I'm
beat me
not. I'm not gonna
911 or call me on my
say
cell phone
it.
is very dated.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's one of those things. This is what's the fucked up thing about this people is we're listening to a song where this woman wants closure. And sometimes you're never gonna get closure. And we gotta come to that conclusion. Some people are just gonna vanish. It's called ghosting now. Like they actually put a
Yeah.
word to it. It's ghosting now. She got
Yeah.
ghosted,
Yeah.
but and she's looking for closure. She's looking for him to call her and say that we're not dating anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to hear it.
yeah.
Have you
Other
ever
than
been
that,
in a
I'ma still
situation
be
like
tricking.
that?
I'ma still give you some money when you ask for it. I'ma
Yeah.
still pull up when you want to. Like, yeah. It's
Have you
we
ever been
gotta
in a
stop looking for
situation like
closure.
that where you've been ghosted?
You said what?
Have you ever been in a situation where you've been ghosted?
Yeah.
How do
I've
you
been
deal with
ghosted.
it?
I've ghosted people. It happens.
How do you deal with it when you've been ghosted?
Everybody's different. I know this how I look at it. Like, I'm only gonna give you a certain amount of times where I'ma holler at you and I don't get no response. So my thing is, when I was out in the dating world, um, if I hit you, I give myself 3 times to hit you and you don't respond, or you give me those like quick little one-liners. After that, I just don't hit you anymore
Hmm.
because I'm just not I'm not one of those niggas that's gonna keep like going through it, like keep saying, what, maybe she ain't busy, maybe this is the time she gonna talk to me. Like, no, I ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a couple times. Some motherfuckers, it only take one time. It take one time for you not to respond, and then I don't talk to you again, and then 2-3 months later, you be like, "Hey, stranger." I'm like, "Nigga, what the fuck? Go on, get out of here."
Yeah, that's when I get to looking at my phone cross-eyed. What?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
don't play
talking
those type
to?
games.
Yeah,
But again, at the same time,
yeah.
I've done it. Like if I look,
Yeah,
like
they even
especially
had
when
a
I was younger,
show on MTV.
you said what?
I said they even had a show on MTV called Ghosted.
Yeah, like nah,
Have you ever seen that
I
show?
ain't gonna lie. Like if in my single days, if the pussy wasn't what I thought it was, like nigga, I was not calling back. I wasn't doing that. It's a straight one
Oh
and
yeah.
done. Yeah, it's a straight one and done. Like nigga, that was over.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Okay.
but that's the thing, and it's not no closure in that. It's not even one of those things where you're gonna always hold a grudge. I might see these people in my real actual life now that I just wave and keep it moving.
You do better than me because I ain't even gonna wave. Um, if you don't acknowledge me, I'll acknowledge you, and we have that understanding. We don't know each other anymore, and that's fine. Like I
But I'm
don't,
just one of those
I'm not
things
the
like
person that necessarily need. I don't necessarily need closure. People need, but everybody's different. There's a couple people that need closure from me, and I'm not giving it to them because I feel like you don't need it. You know what it is.
right.
You know what it is. Like I don't have to point it out to you on a dry erase board what it is. You know what it is, so you don't need me to say it. So leave the fuck alone.
Yeah, I ain't. I'll speak like if I see you in the streets, like if you look at me and acknowledge me, I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? And I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm not about to hold no conversation or nothing like that, but I'm a speak. I ain't one of them.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I ain't one of them. I know what I'm saying, like if I look and I'll be like,
Yeah,
oh
but I
shit,
mean,
that's
like if you
such and
speak
such.
to me, I'll speak. But I'm not about to be like, hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? I'm not gonna do that. So if you don't do it, we're doing it. Because
Yeah,
I go
now
off of
I
people's
get that.
energy. You know,
I get
you know.
that. I just, if I make eye contact with you, I'm gonna just naturally just be like, hey, what's up?
Mhm. Yeah, even if we make eye contact, if you don't speak, we don't speak. Like I go off your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what you're not gonna do is confront me. Now we're not doing that.
Nah, I bet not ever.
Because
I've never.
if I've
I
been
promise I've never been in that situation.
yeah,
Like if I'm
yeah,
in that
like
situation, then I'm gonna be like, man, girl, if you don't get the fuck on,
right. 'Cause I feel like for me, okay, if you have never been on the receiving end of my mouth, then you probably can assume how bad it can get. So I feel like I am trying to not go there with people. So my best way to handle situations is to not talk. So it would behoove of you to not confront me if you see me.
okay.
If I'm ghosting you. Yeah. Just let the ghost happen. Let the ghost happen. That's the motto for 2023. Let the ghost happen.
Let the ghost happen. Just let it
Just let the
happen.
ghost happen. Yeah.
I mean,
So
we've been so warped into thinking that we always have to be a part of somebody's life. That no, we don't.
no, we don't. We
We
don't.
don't. We can know them. We can know. What I'm
Yeah.
saying, know you as a person, and that's it. Like we can hear about certain things that's going on. Because this whole world is small. People know people, so that can happen. But me and you ain't never have to. We don't never have to have another interaction with each other.
At all. At all. And that's okay. Because you don't have to get closure to live the rest of your life going forward. Like you don't. You don't. So,
No.
but yeah.
But that was Beat Me 911.
Yeah. We went left with that one.
Yeah. Beat Me 911 or Call Me on My Cell Phone.
Right.
A great fucked up song of the podcast.
Yes. Shout out to Missy. Shout out to Timberland. Shout out to
Shout out to
702. And shout out
702.
to Mizzou.
Shout out to Magoo for
Yeah.
getting to put those weird ass lyrics on a song like that.
Yeah.
That nigga said my sex drive work out like a gym.
Kim.
Kim.
Specifically.
And
Right.
I'm directing this to Kim,
Right.
the
Just
girl
in
that
case
won't
you
let
were
me fuck.
wondering. Right. Just in case you were wondering.
My
This is
sex
the
drive work out like a gym, Kim.
right.
Yeah. He gave those
Just a
lyrics
little
for
bit of something.
impressionable young children.
Right, right, right. Yeah. So I don't have any final thoughts. So I do have a little bit of final thought. Shout out to my friend Jen. She got married a couple weeks ago and I was a bridesmaid. So shout
All
out to
right.
her. Um, that's all I have. So, Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
Jay's final thoughts. Through everything we have talked about, one thing that is always for certain is death. We've seen through this podcast, we have seen and we have heard about the great Harry Belafonte and the great Jerry Springer. If it wasn't for Jerry Springer, I wouldn't be able to do this part of the segment. So, in honor of him, I want to tell everybody, you know, you don't never know when your clock is up. So, while you're here, enjoy it in whatever way you do. We watched Jerry go from a lawyer to a mayor to an icon to a judge. That's one man with great hats. So if you can see a Jewish man from Germany doing it, you can see yourself doing it as well. And as always, take care of yourself and others.
Absolutely. So that was episode 78 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 79. Bye.
Exactly.